Yeah, okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull off. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down, hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m., check out. Might give her one foul, just to tell her it's one now.
Okay, Coach, we're in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? Giving up yardage.
Like 80. 56. They get hit with that. Snippers. 66.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Check. 22, 44. Exit. No spacing. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. Black and burn.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. It got his man complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, first and 10 at their own 22. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And all the way down to the 37. A big run by Kareem Hunt, 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
It's just me and you.
Now Mayfield. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
180. Blue dead. Hurry. Out.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Second and goal at the Steelers' 9-yard line.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie first-rounder from Michigan, Devin Bush. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain.
Well, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep them from going all the way.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Here's Benny Snell Jr., the rookie from Kentucky, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Like 30. We got it. Hey, alert. 56 to Mark, boy. 52. 56. Hey, let's go.
Now Roethlisberger. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal? From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Steelers 14, Browns nothing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The The Browns drive about to get started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield flush to his right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. Fighting his way, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, 76 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Quarter. Hey, orbit.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. He finds his man Johnson. Give him 30 yards there.
As a general manager, you're counting on your 1st and 2nd round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough.
Watch twist.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And the catch made by Johnson. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl. The tuck roll,
didn't you? Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this, in Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England. when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10.
56, go. Check 56. I'm coming.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Roethlisberger to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
Good one, boys. Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Mike 55, Mike 50. Hey, alert.
Mayfield looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers are going on offense here, 1st and 10. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Coming up at start the half. A reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On second down, Connor looking for space. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Eric Murray. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Seibert on for the PAT. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Complete, it's Johnson. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And an alley to run. Scrambling, not particularly a Roethlisberger strong suit, but he does get the job done there and gets a first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Greedy Williams, the rookie from LSU. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Real. Check 13.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up fourth down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on fourth down. Mayfield to throw it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually do. That back in the good old days.
A gain of 18 on the play.
Got
And
20.
First down.
Let's go, G.
They go play action here on first down. He gets this one to Johnson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Alert. Let's go, team. Middle. We got to step it up. 56. Hey, box truck. Hey, man. Watch the boot. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Here we go, D. All day.
Roethlisberger will throw. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Steelers 24, Browns 14.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch out.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 34-yard line.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Check, nickel, nickel, nickel. Check, check, check. Up, up. Hey. Check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Ben leaves to counter on the draw. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Hey, Haywood.
Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. This is Johnson. He's got it. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Pittsburgh.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Roethlisberger now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to go for a big play downfield. All incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know. If they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They run again with Hunt. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Hunt. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down. On 1st down, Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Baker Mayfield, as a rookie, 3 times he led the Browns back to victory in the 4th quarter. What can he do here in year number 2? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. And he's got the hook up to Landry. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 56 yards.
First down, Steelers.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
56.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
Now Roethlisberger. Got an open man. It's Washington. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes it.
That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Steelers 31, Browns 20. Chris Boswell to kick off for
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They go play action. Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Set, 180. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run. Hey, alert 33. Hurry, hurry.
Throwing, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long, and you know this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
On 3rd down, Hilliard, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The Browns drive about to get started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to...
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just